Hey guys, today we're going to do the unboxing and impressions of the Nostalgia Audio Unicorn Prestige IEM cable. This is an upgrade cable sold by Nostalgia Audio, which is a kind of a boutique high-end Hong Kong brand for in-ear monitors or IEMs. There's a lot of different IEM brands out nowadays. A lot of them are from China and Asia in general, but yeah, the Unicorn Prestige is limited to 100 units and sells for about $500 US online. And I was looking for kind of a potential upgrade cable for my current Nostalgia Audio IEMs. So I have the Nostalgia Audio Tesseracts. So these are $3,700 IEMs that they sell. Yeah, I got these for a cheaper price, of course. I didn't buy them at full price. I got them used secondhand for $1,800. And yes, one of the faceplates is missing. Their quality control is not that good. I know for $3,000 product, that's crazy. But anyways, it still works and everything. It's just cosmetically, this one is a little bit off. But yeah, anyways, $3,700 IEMs for MSRP. And it comes with this 22 AWG pure silver IM cable, which is pretty nice. But I wanted to see if I can, change the tone just a little bit by upgrading it. So here we are with the Nostalgia Audio Unicorn Prestige, and I'll tell you guys the specs. 17.7 AWG, 2-wire, special LITs configuration. Doesn't say what LITs type. 4N pure silver with silver-plated OFC. That's oxygen-free copper. Shielding is also silver-plated, oxygen-free copper, and colored 4N OFC with a chameleon violet soft flex PVC. 2-pin connector, of course. So, yeah, looks like a really cool cable. Now, $500 is expensive for an aftermarket cable. It's not like the most expensive, of course. If you're talking about IEMs and IEM cables, it gets crazy, with any kind of audiophile stuff. It gets crazy, but especially for IEMs and cables, like, yeah, there's aftermarket cables from like Effect Audio and Elatech and PW Audio that can go all the way up to like, $5,000, $6,000, which is insane. Beat Audio, Breeze Audio, right? All these companies making these expensive aftermarket cables that can cost as much as a used car, which is crazy. But yeah, for $500, I know it seems expensive, but it's not actually expensive in the realm of aftermarket IM cables. But yeah, I bought it mainly because I want to see if I can change the tone of my Tesseracts a bit, and also it looks cool. I cannot deny that this thing looks cool. So, step into the realm of the Unicorn, a captivating journey through sound, seamlessly bridging the gap to cutting-edge audio technology, inviting you into a world of refined elegance and sonic wonder. Wow, these companies always have such flowery words for their products, don't they? In this realm of futuristic exploration, each note dances like a star in the night sky, guiding you through limitless auditory horizons. Unicorn cable paints a vivid and expansive sonic canvas, immersing you in the richness of musical expression. Embark on this odyssey with Unicorn. Discover the future of audio refinement, a voyage crafted for discerning enthusiasts of sound. Wow, that's a lot of flowery words. What kind of marketing is that? That's typical marketing, though, for IM companies. And cable companies even more so, right? If you take a look at some of the Elatech Effect Audio marketing, oh my god. Anyways, and a Beat Audio actually is crazy with that too. 2025, so it just got released last year and limited to 100 pieces, which is interesting because my Tesseract itself, this is limited to 150. So I got like a limited edition IEM with like a even more limited cable. Now let's take a look inside the box here. Oh, look at that, see? That's what I'm talking about. So look how beautiful this cable looks. I know that seems kind of like weird to say that, but yeah, I have to say this is like kind of a beautiful looking cable. Part of the reason why I bought it, is appearance wise. It just looks cool. Now this is the Prestige version. They have a regular Unicorn that's not limited. The Prestige version is a bit of an upgrade, of course, a little bit more expensive. And I get this card, number 95, Nostalgia Audio Unicorn Prestige. Okay, so it's like a metallic card too. It's hard. See that? It's like a metal card, and comes with this case. Anyways, that is all well and good, but yeah, the cable itself looks really cool. It's really part of the reason why I got it. The Prestige looks so much better than the normal Unicorn though, the regular version. So yeah, even this little leather tie here is Nostalgia Audio and elevate your audio experience. Yep. Anyways, yeah. Very, very cool. 4.4 connector, of course, that's standard for IEMs nowadays, even though I don't think it really needs 4.4, but yeah, that's the standard now. Okay, so this is my standard plate, is my standard pure silver for the Tesseract cable, which looks rather plain Jane in comparison, right? I mean, look at this, right? I got plain Jane silver versus this kind of unicorn type of, this kind of weave to it, which is really nice. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys the stock cable, how it sounds, and then compare it with the Unicorn Prestige. What will I be using? I will be using my neutral DAP, of course, which is the Low 2 Poggle Touch. This has been my go-to for comparing IEMs and cables, because it has got, by default, it has a very neutral type of tonality to it. It's not too warm, not too dark. It's the tuning and everything is not very colored, so it's a good DAP for making comparisons. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll give you guys my impressions. Alright guys, so now I did some A/B testing back and forth using the same tracks that I've listened to a lot before. Yeah, it's very interesting. I consider this the stock sound of the Tesseract, because this is the bundled cable with the Tesseract. So with the bundled cable, the Tesseract, it's, to me, like, this is the natural tonality of the Tesseract. It has a bit of pushed up mid bass and a bit of pushed up upper mid range, and treble is fairly extended. Has pretty good soundstage by default. I like the fact that the mids were very forward, and also the soundstage is quite wide for an IEM of its class. That's why I kept this IEM after trying a whole bunch of different IEMs. So yeah, this is a stock sound. Now, this is the thing about cables, right? Some people are going to be like, oh, you're not really hearing difference between cables. That's just your brain, you know? There's no way cables can make such a big difference in sound. It's, you know, just snake oil and stuff like that. I know there's a group of people that are going to be like that. But for me, I'm just telling you guys what I hear, you know. It might be that I'm paying more attention to this cable or something like that. But I do notice a difference. For me, what happened was, like, right off the bat, I noticed that the Pratt is different, the pace, rhythm, and timing. So it's kind of this phenomenon where I listen to certain IEMs or certain cables, and the same track, the same song will sound slower or faster, depending on which IEM or which cable you're listening to. I know it's kind of a weird phenomenon because it's the same song, right? It's not like the song is different or anything, but some songs seem faster when you listen to them with some IEMs and cables, and some songs seem slower with some other IEMs and cables. So this one, I already noticed that the Pratt is different. It's slower. So like the same song just feels like it's a bit slower with the Unicorn Prestige. I tend to think that higher end IEMs and cables tend to do that. They tend to slow down the song for some reason. I know the song length is the same, but it's kind of like a psychological thing, right? Just, I feel like that song feels slower to me. The notes seem to be better separated, especially the bass, as I feel like the bass is a little bit, well, it's, when I switched back to this one, I didn't think that the bass was, you know, a little bit blurry before, but now I switched back to it, I noticed that, oh, okay, the bass is not quite as well defined. When I switch back to this one, the bass is better defined, and it's just better separated from the mids. So something I noticed, but that soundstage seems to be a bit wider as well, maybe by like 10% or something, not like huge, but noticeable. And yeah, that's the main differences I noticed. I know some people be like, no, it's all in your head or something. Well, anyways, I'm just telling you guys what I noticed. It could be just psychologically placebo thing, but anyways, for me, I noticed a difference. And yeah, I like this cable. So it's to me, like, the soundstage opened up a bit more. The notes have better separation, especially the bass feels a bit more defined. So the same mid bass that the Tesseract stock cable had, right? The mid bass push feels a little bit bloated here, but it feels better defined here. So anyways, to me, it's a good upgrade. Like, there's been cables where I've been disappointed with the upgrade, but this one is pretty good. And at the very least, it looks pretty good, right? You can't deny that the Unicorn Prestige, like, unrelated to any sound changes, it looks pretty good. Like, look at this Y splitter, right? This has a nice unicorn graphic on here, And then you can even like line up this little window here, like this is, line up this little window here that says Unicorn right here, right? It's got Unicorn logo, so that's pretty cool. And it's, yeah, anyways, this could be like a little fidget spinner thing. But I think that the build quality and the appearance of this cable is far above what the price would indicate, because there's been cables like IEM cables over $1,000 or $2,000 I don't think look as good as this. This is like a really good looking cable. Like even here on the 4.4 millimeter connector here, I can kind of fidget around with that, but it looks really good. Yeah, the connector, the Y splitter, it's all really nice. So anyways, I'm satisfied with the Unicorn Prestige. With the company itself, I cannot say as good things about it because I emailed the customer support about this missing faceplate and they never responded to me. That's kind of disappointing for a company that sells kilobuck IEMs, multi-kilobuck IEMs. But at least in terms of the quality of their products, like the actual sound quality from them, I like them. Just I cannot speak well to their customer service because I don't think it's that good. But at least, you know, for sound quality, I like the sound quality of Nostalgia Audio products. I've also liked the Camelot. I've also liked the Pendragon, Durandal to a certain extent as well, but not quite as much as the other two. Yeah. Anyways, I'm satisfied with the Unicorn Prestige. To me, it's a little bit of an upgrade to me. Not like a huge upgrade, but is noticeable still. I can kind of sense the Pratt is a bit slower. Notes are a bit better separated. The bass is a little bit better defined, and the soundstage is a little bit wider with the Unicorn Prestige. And on top of that, it looks really nice. Yeah, on the Unicorn Prestige cable, the notes just feel like they're better defined and they're more spaced out, if you guys know what I mean. It's hard to tell you guys without, like, I can't give you guys a direct test of these IEMs, you know, but I can only tell you guys what I'm hearing. But the notes definitely feel like they're more spaced out and better defined with the Unicorn Prestige cable. So yeah. Anyways, that's it, guys. Let me know what you guys think. This is the Nostalgia Audio Unicorn Prestige cable, and to me, I'll probably be keeping this one. And just, yeah, it's a looker, man. It's like I wear this on the subway or something like that, and you know, even if you're not into audio, you might be like, wow, what is that? It's such a colorful cable. Anyways, that's it. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know if you guys have any questions.